body. So it was like body shop, service center, Kovacs sales, and everything was amazing until 2008. That's when the big, the economy crashed for the first time. So it was tough. Yeah, our house value dropped and whatever, but, I didn't want to easy out. I just continued to pay the bills. My property at that time dropped from 800,000 to maybe 400,000, while everyone was just like, I'm just going to give it back to the bank. I'm just like, well, I didn't buy it to be here for 2 years or 3 years and to flip it. I'm like, it's my house. It doesn't matter. I just made the payments, lived my life. Sales were down, service was up, so I could just make it work. And, my focus was, family, and we're good. We're healthy. We're living in this beautiful country, and it will pass like it always does, right? So I let it pass. And part of my life was then also, with my former wife, we were changed just forever.
Of course.
And ultimately that ended in a bad, good way. Led me to Jenny.
Oh.
But, so life was good, was raw. The car business did so well. And I sold properties I had in Germany, invested everything and every penny in Jenny, who inspired me to have Sonoma Fit, because she was like this hardworking girl all over town.
Hardworking, beautiful girl who is hardcore fitness woman.
Yeah. So we did all the money kind of little by little went in there. So I'm like, hey, I'm just going to build you like a little studio. How cool would that be? And so we found a place and we built it and we made it happen, and it was great. And just one thing just led to another, and I'm a go-getter, and I'm like, okay, well, if there's an opportunity, I'm like, okay, what will I regret? Regret that I did it? Or do I regret it that I didn't do it? Oh my God, fuck, I cannot not do it. I got to try it. So here we are taking over like another gym that was just like poorly operated and failing and falling apart. So we made that. So my focus started shifting. Yeah. And all the money that I have earned, basically I literally poured it into the Sonoma Fit or Sonoma Fit. So the car business was always good. 2008, 9, those years, whatever. Some other had greater struggles than I had. It was not a year to brag about. But then it just continued, it started growing again. Economy just came back alive, and it was good. It was good and made money, and we could reinvest. And of course we borrowed money, but also invested a lot of our own money. And today it basically just completely came to a full stop. So car body shop closed. We're just about to reopen. Car sales is just so bad. Yeah. It's almost like worse because, you're not excited anymore.
Right.
Like, oh, I'm in the USA and I'm going to try my new business and got all this energy. No, you have like a business that you already ran for like 18 years, very successful.
Exactly. And so there's always a point, right, where, not to cut you off, sorry, but I was thinking where like life evolves and sometimes there's just an end to a chapter, and it doesn't have to be like I failed, or it doesn't have to be I don't want to do it anymore, or maybe it does, I don't want to do it anymore, but it's like maybe that's just the end of the chapter at some point.
And that's my struggle. That is my struggle. It's like so incredibly hard, because now I'm like, whoa, am I making excuses right now? Am I really using COVID to bury my car business?
And if you are, that's okay.
No, but it's not.
It is okay if you make a decision that you're like, this is the perfect end of a chapter.
But that's
and also you can just blame it on COVID.
Right. But that's the excuse. I've never.
Yeah, but the only one who matters about what the real reason is you and Jenny.
Right. Yes, but I'm just saying, it's just like
you want to end it more on your own terms than
I want to be in charge of saying like, you know what, I've been dying it long enough. I mean, well, first of it's my like my Kovacs motors.
It's your baby, right? Your first baby.
when I told my mom, I'm like, it's not looking good. And she started crying. I'm like, never mind. I'm going to keep going. I'm like, I'm not ready. She still wears like her Kovacs motor shirts and whatever. And
it's the cutest.
It's so
Think about
hard.
it like this. Think about it as like your first baby going off to college. Like you're getting a little bit of like, what is that empty nest syndrome, right? Because you're like, I raised this baby, and I the only reason I say that is I can relate a little bit. There have been moments in this situation in which I'm like, I have a lot of other ideas and creative opportunities and things that I want to do. And I love what I've done here. And I want to grow it, but not by growing it as in having more locations, but growing it as like my dream is to evangelize to everybody the benefit of creating communities, whether it's a co-working space or creating something within a corporation or whatever. So there have been moments where I've been like, this might be a good opportunity for me to just be like, a lot of and I'm like you also, where I'm like, oh my God, but I want to do it on my terms. I don't want to do it because some, COVID.
But the thing is, yes, but the car business is not a nice business to be in.
I know.
At all. I don't like the car business. I love cars.
Oh, it's tough. It's tough.
It is so hard on him.
I'm sure.
It is brutal to watch. It's hard because nobody wants to fix their car. Nobody wants to spend money on a broken car. Nobody, everyone, there's this perception when you're a used car dealer and when you're a mechanic, people don't trust you.
Yeah.
Because they don't understand it. They don't understand how cars work.
Well, also there's a legacy of I mean, not that you're that person, but there is a legacy of used car dealers who have fucked it up for everybody. Like there were some really gross practices for a long period of time. And so it's hard to overcome that, and you don't really have any control over that either.
Yeah, but also on that note, I mean, that's what I hear, like, they just have bad reputation and whatever. Let me tell you this. I'm a mechanic. I'm proud of it. And you guys are all so wrong, like labeling us so poorly.
Oh, I 100% agree with that.
It's incredibly difficult to really deal with, I'm going to say it, you guys, because it's insane, because our stories are not heard.
Right.
When I tell you need your timing belt replaced, like you really need to do it. And you're like, well, I don't have the money. I'm like, okay, I understand. Well, please come back to me and we'll see you later. And then, 6 months, 1 year go by, and then your timing belt blows, your engine fails, all the valves bend, and basically you have to give up on your car. No one takes on responsibility. No one says, like, you know what? My mechanic told me, and I was fucking too cheap. I thought, blah, 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 blah. And no, the stories are different. People are out there drinking and like, my fucking mechanic, I can't believe this guy, la, la, la. It's the same freaking story over and over again. I'm telling you, it's so incredibly frustrating how stupid people are out there when it comes down to, like, preventative maintenance and what really matters. Everything is just like, oh, you're just trying to rip me off. Oh, you're just trying to fuck me over. Oh, like what? Oh, $130. I saw you just spend only 10 minutes on my car. I'm like, yeah, go get an x-ray done at a freaking dentist and you get you pay like $350. But it makes sense. Yeah. But when it comes down to cars, it's just, everyone knows cars. Everyone knows cars. Everyone.
Do you think that's because so manufacturers make it so easy to get into a new car that people are just like, oh, whatever, I'm just going to leave. Like, it's so easy to, I am trying to think of a thing, but like, it's just so easy to discard that because it's so easy to get into a new car, for example, or anybody can buy a new car for
nothing now.
It feels like for nothing, but
right. And so I mean, I guess there's of course that component, but you know, for the most part, you know, not everyone. I mean, let's be clear. Buying a brand spanking new car is a super
bad investment.
I mean, speaking of a bad investment, but I get to that later. But, you know, this is like, I mean, if you're in Germany, you buy yourself a brand spanking new car with only 8 miles on the odometer.
They laugh at you.
No. It's like, in Germany, this is like just as big of a day as like getting like a birth to a child.
Yeah.
It's huge. We don't just buy like new cars, like, you know, it's here. It's like, yeah, you just run just buy a new car. Of course, you have that, but again, I'm in the used car world, and I'm being a good, successful German mechanic for 18 years in California. Very many don't buy into the new car. Like, no, they're holding on to their cars and they're driving them into the ground, and you know, and I want to be also very clear that, you know, there are very, very many. There are very many good customers out there. But, you know, here's the reality of things. If you have like 100 customers, 50% you fucking hate.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think it's probably the case in any business.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. It's in every business. No, I don't think so. It's every business. No, because this is when I started enjoying like the Sonoma Fit clubs and whatever. Because I'm like, wow.
He's like, people are so
nice. Yeah,
they're so nice.
Like I'm being told like 3-4 times a day, like how much they actually enjoy the club. I'm like,
okay.
Oh my God.
Well, I will say, and I'm not as much of an expert at the mechanics and the engineering of cars as you are, but
you know the business.
I do know the business, and I will say there are a few components, generally speaking, in engineering and automotive specifically. Americans are a little bit ignorant, right? And in our at least in the past, I haven't bought an American car for God knows how long, but our products are not ideal. Somebody from the car racing industry, I understand the value of German engineering, right? So I can understand the value of a used car because I know that I'm not getting a piece of shit from the beginning, you know, and so, but that's not very common in America because, you know, as much as we live in a bubble on the Bay Area for technology, for example, or for even something like I do, co-working or health and wellness, right? We have the West Coast, which is like a very small strip, and some of the East Coast, which kind of gets it. And then there's a whole fuck ton of mileage in the middle of a bunch of people who don't give who don't understand. So
that ship sailed.
So there is an education level that goes with it, right? And unfortunately, those people are buying the American cars, or we're buying, and it was better to go buy a different car than it was to get something fixed. But I think
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off
please.
But I guess you did that earlier to me.
Yeah,
so there you go. You
payback's a bit.
Here's another, like, a fact. So we're not asking CNN, we're not asking whatever or Google it, nothing. I'm just telling you as a mechanic who has been like working physically on cars for a majority of his life. I'm going to say about 50% of the problems on the car are 100%
user error
caused by, you know, pure ignorance and not taking on any responsibility and just like ignoring what the mechanic said or ignoring the noise that they hear, but they never heard it before. And, you know, all these things, it's just like, it's like, cars are engineered so well, and most of it is like, you know, when you hear like turbocharged, oh, my turbo blew. I tell you right now, 99%. No, I'm sorry. I should ask you guys. Turbocharger failure. I'm going to talk about this specific problem, a turbocharger failure. Like, my mechanic told me my turbocharger blew up. So let's just say that happened. How many times do you think it's actually the car that caused it?
0.
You see that? What I'm doing right now? It's big fat 0.
If it's like under 200,000 miles and you have a turbocharger that blew up, it's never the car. And here's why it is, to all those listeners. Here's why.